Thank you for your interest in Shark Cap Table. This is the 1-minute deal maker, and we are going to structure a capital raise by manipulating the 8 spin buttons, which are down here, and then we will see the output in the 3 metrics. Notice we have 3 metrics, and if you click on them, you're actually getting a little pop-up, and this pop-up can be moved around. A lot of times they just start here and people get a little bit angry with that, so you can move them off to one side and they still work. So another little issue is you may not want to call your investors sharks, so you could do investors or VCs. I like sharks because it's fun. This spin button up here takes you through 14 helpful hints. So take a read, see what happens. Now let's go structure a deal. I'm just going to guess at something that you've done. Maybe you've got $10,000 skin in the game, and you've got another $250,000 worth of additional value. Additional value components are detailed here: beta test, intellectual property, management expertise, market share, tangibles, etc. Be prepared to justify this $260,000 number to your investors. Let's see how much money we want to raise from the sharks. Let's try $300,000. And to give it some value in the future, let's see if we could sell it for $2 million in year 4. Now the big one here is to figure out what the investors are going to have for their pre-money value. They may use this as a guide, and almost always they are going to keep it lower. Watch this number and see what happens. Oh, by the way, before we do that, we must enter some shares. Otherwise, nothing works. So now look at that number there. That's the shark's stake. If I go up, it's good for founders. Sharks get less. If I go down on this, sharks get more. So which way do you think the sharks are going to want to go with your investor pre-money value? They're going to go down. But let's hope that you can negotiate it to be around $225,000. Notice this is red, meaning this is less than yours. So, what kind of a deal have we constructed here? Let's look at the metrics. Shark I multiple is 3.81. The red logic says it's so-so. 39% internal rate of return. Red logic says 30 to 40% internal rate of return. 2 sharks nibbling, 3 watching. Yeah, so it's not so good. The worst part about it is you've lost control. They have 57 to your 42. Got to do something about this. So, what could we do? Well, let's see what would happen if we raised the sale price, and maybe we just did it in year 5. Well, let's go back because I didn't see what that was. 39, go to 3. Well, it's slightly better. Ever so slightly better. So let's try that. Okay, we could probably convince them to raise the pre-money simply because we are more valuable, but not by much, because that internal rate of return didn't change by much. So I'm going to go back and leave it at $2 million in year 4. The next thing I'm going to do is try to, so we better put that at $250. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to reduce the shark investment. Let's go to $250 and see what happens. Well, there you had a 50, so let's go to 230. Now let's go to 200. Now you got 44% in their hands. They've still got a reasonable internal rate of return. They got a reasonable multiple. So that deal might work. I hate seeing 44% of the company given away for a measly $200,000. So maybe one of the things you could do is actually put some more money into the company. That would definitely cause your founder valuation to go up, and maybe they would close the gap a little bit more, because cash actually speaks louder than all the other things. Investors understand cash. They don't really understand technology or the ability. So you plunk a lot of cash into a deal and they stand up and look. Well, you know, maybe if you go to 300, you get to the 40. I kind of doubt they'll do that, but let's leave it at that. So you get 200,000. 300,000 pre-money value, which equals your founder valuation, $2 million, and you got a 60-40 deal. That is reflected in this investment summary, which takes these numbers and weaves them into a nice paragraph which can be copied and pasted as text only into your pitch deck or a document. And by the way, we do print preview. You can print this. It's a nice little document. You could send it out and ask people if they'd like to actually do it. So, without any further ado, we want you to come over to the sharkcaptable.com website. Buy the program which is known as Light. Fast, which is what I just showed you, comes with Light. And they actually talk to one another, so they are linked. And we hope that you tell us how you're doing with your deals. If you get in a jam and don't know how to do something, email us. We could work out something to help you out. So, thank you again for your interest, and come by the program. Good night.